The haunting hour is at hand. Ghostly hauntings since time began. Raw side paranormal seeks the truth, looking for some kind of real proof. Creepy floorboards and every dark mist. Grab your camera and document this. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the raw side. A slamming door causes a fright. A shadowed hand appears in sight. Grab your REM pods and your K2s or anything else you can use. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the wrong side. A slamming door causes a fright. A shadowed hand appears in sight. Grab your REM pods and your K2s or anything else you can use. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the raw side. The icy air touches your neck. You feel like screaming, but you stay in check. Orbs rising up to take the magical flight. You can't believe what's happening tonight. Don't run, don't try to hide. We are catching this all on the raw side. Don't run, don't try to hide. We are catching this all on the raw side.
Hey, welcome to the Raw Side. Welcome, Mr. Bill. How are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. Am I too loud?
No, you're perfect.
Just checking, because sometimes I get a little loud and blow out everybody's ears, and I don't want you to go deaf.
No, you're good.
Were you doing that like booty shaking thing when the music was going on?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
figured you're the only one that could see that. So
I couldn't pass that one up. I'm sorry. That's all right. I was doing a little head banging. And,
yeah, I can't, and it's unfortunate that I can't see you.
you can't see. That's right. I'm watching you.
I know. That stinks.
What's been going on with Mr. Bill this week?
Working in the garage, doing triple showers because I get so dirty. I have to, well, no, just double showers actually. One in the morning and then one at night because I get so greasy and nasty. So I'm using double the Irish Spring lately.
Phew, Irish Spring. Good Lord, the smell.
I love
Really
that
have-
stuff.
Oh, burns my nose, gives me a headache.
You know what it is it's really the only stuff that takes off oil.
Oh,
Like it gets on my arms and everything, like oil, and it's really like the only thing that like takes it off. So.
It just like eats it away.
It does, yeah.
Tells you how bad the
I just think. Remember the guy that like used to wear he had the Celtic knot sweater, and he'd take the knife and you'd cut it. Remember those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was like in front of a castle. Irish Spring.
Is that
Fresh as
what
a
he said?
Too. Yeah,
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it's fresh
something like
as
that.
morning dew, yeah.
I don't know, but it always made you want to like take soap and cut it. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So that's really what I've been up to is the Kia, and it's been kind of like a thorn in my side, and we were kind of like down to just one vehicle because that's been on the lift for a while, but yeah, and thunderstorms. Did you guys get nailed with that?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we got a tree down in the road and everything, and
Oh, did you?
yeah, so it's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
we had flooding in the area.
Yep.
The creek overflowed. My uncle lost a tree in his yard. And George, actually, it kind of came to a lull. So that's when George goes, come on, let's go out and get something to eat. And so as we're driving, we're just like slowly driving right back into it. And I'm like, oh, crap. And then it's just the wind and stuff blowing all over the place. But it was mostly wind and just rain.
Yep.
And of course, we were under tornado watches again. I'm thinking,
Yep.
oh, no.
I'm like, man,
You know,
what is this? So yeah, last week, the Amish were in the field behind me, and the the little boy, he was driving the wagon, and the older one, he looks maybe about, I don't know, I'd say he looks about like 18 or 19. Really, really nice kid. I say kid, but you know, they're I mean, even a little boy was like, he's probably like 8 years old, but he's a man by now.
yeah, yeah.
Because he's Amish, but like,
Across the field on his own.
yeah, but I mean, it had to be like, it was like 90 degrees, and they were just working so hard. And I yelled over to him, "You guys got water?" And he says, "Well, we got a jug." And I said, "Yeah, but do you have cold water?" And the little boy didn't really know how to, he kind of like looked at me, and then he looked, because the older boy, his brother, wasn't really with him. He was a
Right.
little like nervous.
And they're not
like,
allowed to talk to you.
No, they are, but you could tell he's just awkward, you know. He like kind of
Right.
like looked, and he like looked at his brother, who was like way down at the other end of the field. They were swapping hay wagons, and I didn't. I just kind of like waved, and because I could tell he was nervous. He was like, "Oh, some Englishman is like talking to me." So I just went back in the house, and I grabbed them a couple cold waters, you know, in plastic bottles. But their
Right.
jug is in a plastic thing too. But anyway,
Right.
by the time I got back, the older boy, he was up in the wagon, and their clothes were just soaking wet of sweat. And I said, I know you got water." As I'm walking up, I made sure I'm talking to him, like, 'cause,
Right.
like, they stopped and they're looking at me like, "Uh-oh, what does he want?" You know?
Right.
And they looked scared. I said, "I know you said you had water, but you don't have cold water." And he goes, "Well, no." He kind of had like a weird accent, you know. There's no,
Yeah.
but I tell you, a cold water, which sure sounds good right now.
Yeah.
So I threw it up to him, because dude, the hay, it just looks so old fashioned. Like, everything they do is obviously old fashioned.
Yeah.
Who's standing on top of like 10 feet thick of hay? So I threw it up to him, and he was like squeezing the plastic like into his mouth. Like, he drank the whole thing like in 10 seconds.
Wow.
And the little boy, I gave one to him, and yeah, they drank it down like quick. And I just said, "Yeah, just leave." He was like almost done. I just said, "Yeah, just leave the empties over there for me, and I'll take care of them." And they were like super nice. That, like, you could tell they were like really like sweet people, you know, like,
Yeah.
really nice. And but my point was, I started talking to him about losing power at the house, you know.
Right.
I was like, "I know
You're
you
like,
guys,
what?
yeah, power. What's that?
Right.
You mean you'll have power?" No, I was like, I know you guys don't, because we started talking about weather. You know how, like, when you don't have anything to talk about with anybody, you got to talk about
Right.
the weather. That's like when you're like,
It's the go-to.
yeah, like,
How's the weather?
yeah, it's like, so what do you think of this weather? So he goes, I go, "Yeah, we've been in a lot of storms lately." And I go, I know you guys don't really care. I go, "But when us English do," I said, we lost power for about 8 hours the other day." And it's like, and then I just made some off the cuff joke about, you know, losing power, and they kind of looked at me odd, because
Right.
they don't really have a sense of humor. I'm sure they have Amish sense of humor or something.
Right.
They don't have like losing power sense of humor.
Yeah,
But yeah, they were really, yeah, they're nice people though. They're pretty cool. And then when we were leaving, because this is at my neighbor's property, because I was fixing her lawnmower. Then when they were like leaving, they were pretty far away on the road, but he was like looking down the driveway at me, like looking. And I like looked up, and he like made sure he like waved to me, you know, like, but they always do
Nice.
wave, but he was
Yeah.
like making sure like to give me like a
Thank you.
gratitude
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So
Well, that's nice.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, they make good neighbors if you really get to know them well.
And actually, I'm gonna probably next year have them build me like a lean-to or something, because everybody that I know goes to the Amish, because they cut their own rough cut lumber.
Oh yeah,
And they build you like in a day a garage.
yeah, they
So-
do a good job.
Yeah, and it's like a quarter the cost of what an Englishman would charge you.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like approach those guys, and they'll probably be like, "You're the fella that gave me the cold water."
Oh, thank you. You saved me life.
Yeah, we'll do it for free.
Oh, well, I
You
wouldn't
got
go
any
that
more?
far.
We'll do it for another cold water.
Well, I say we'll feed you, then they'll say, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. So, and what? So
I'll
what have you
trade
been
you.
up to?
Oh, geez, working on the magazine as usual,
Well,
and
I want
setting
to.
up interviews for the for September. Um, this I think this issue of the magazine is going to be better than the last because I'm really having a lot more fun with this one.
Yeah.
Just as far as design wise goes, and just adding more embellishments to the pages, and I'm getting some really good submissions. I've got some great artwork that's in this one. um I think this one's good, and I'm getting a lot of people interested in being involved in it. That's actually the best part, that the community itself is actually becoming involved with the pages and putting their stories in. I've got about 6 or 7 stories that are coming yet.
Okay.
So, and that should pretty much finish it up for September.
So, do you think last uh last publishing was 32 pages?
Yes.
Are you limiting only to 32, or are you going to?
No, I'm up
Okay.
to 42 pages right now.
Okay, so it is whatever happens to
It's
be
growing.
for that month. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Whatever I get goes in it, and yeah, so it's grown by 10 pages.
gotcha. So by the time people, is it basically what you can handle gets into that we'll just say episode or whatever
Or the issue, yeah.
issue,
Yeah.
and then you'll say, well, you can't get in this time, it's going to go into next month. Is that how you're
Right, because
kind
I
of doing
give them a deadline. Everybody has to have everything submitted by the 18th of this month.
And if
This
and if,
way, I
and
I
if
have
people
the time to edit.
if people do, does it make it?
Yes.
Cool.
If I get it in by the 18th, then yes, then I'll be able to get it all edited, the pages done, and then send it off and have it created, and then I'll put it out on the 1st.
So let me ask you this: so you said 42 pages this time?
I'm on to 42 already. Yep.
If the magazine, just an arbitrary number, I'm just putting this out there. If for some reason one issue was like, wow, this one came out to 88 pages, that's what it is. It is what it is.
That far with it. I don't know. To be honest with you, I haven't really thought about it.
I mean, would you be like, listen, this is too much, I can't do that many? Or would you be like, no, it's 88 pages this episode?
If I can manage it, yeah. If I can manage it and
Cool.
get it all in there, then yeah, 88 it'll be.
That's
if
awesome.
I can't, it's just the timing. If I get everything on time and I can get it in there, but like pretty much I have the pages set up for the main story that's in the magazine for this coming month. All the pages are already set up.
Okay.
So all I'm waiting for is the stories from the women that I'm,
Okay,
that
so
I'm featuring. The women that I'm featuring in this issue, I'm just waiting for their words to put on the pages, and those pages are done.
okay, so let me ask you that. You mentioned the main story. So are you basically saying, like, it's not necessarily? So is it a main theme or main story?
It's a main theme. So
Gotcha.
pretty much, or it depends. If I pick one individual, then it's going to be a story just on that person. Like for August, I did the main feature was Entity 7 Paranormal. That's Joe Vitale and his fiance Dawn. So the main feature was about them, their story, their experiences. That was the main feature for that issue. This next issue is, which I'll say it doesn't make a big deal. The main feature is women in the paranormal.
Right. Okay.
So I selected 6 women, and they're going to submit their stories and struggles being a woman in this field.
And then, so with that, you have a theme, and then are you going to pick a main story out of those 6 girls, or is it just going to be that main theme?
That theme.
Okay,
is
cool.
The 6 girls, and then of course, then I'm going to have other stories in there.
Yep.
But they'll be shorter stories, but that's the main feature is about the women in the paranormal field.
Very cool.
So,
And then
every month I want to pick something, or actually, I was thinking about doing like a poll system. Maybe put an idea out there, and whatever idea gets the most votes, that's what we'll go with. I mean, it's something kicking around.
yeah, that's cool. And also, I also wanted to put out there too. I know that you mentioned this in your lives, but people, let's not forget too. Even your you'd put a joke section in, or in the back or something like that. You're open to a lot of things on this thing.
Yep.
So, which is
I have did a few new pages in this one, and it actually is a joke section.
yeah.
And we set up actually a critical thinking page.
What's that?
I've got
Explain
critical
that.
thinking. Well, when you see something, just like that's what the skeptics do. It's critical thinking about an event or something that happens, and you kind of think, or is it a debunkable issue? Or maybe this is what causes that, or what this causes that. It's just and anybody can submit stuff like that. If we put out a question, you add your critical thinking comment or whatever. I've got a couple of ladies who actually volunteered to help out and edit and help out with the pages, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And they're going to be put in there as contributing editors, and also they will be recognized for the pieces that they submitted. Everybody gets recognized.
You feel like mentioning them at all? Or?
So, right. Oh, it'll be Karen from Doof Doof Paranormal.
Okay.
And actually, Faith Burrows, who is always in the comments.
Yeah. Yep.
She is, she submitted some stuff. It's really great, and willing to help out every month. So I think it's fantastic that, if I'm getting more people in the chat are interested.
And is Faith investigator or debunker? What is she?
She's in the chat is what she is. She's just a fan of the paranormal.
Cool. Sorry, this turned into an interview for you, Laura, but I'm really intrigued about the magazine, because I haven't really talked to you about it. I read it, but I mean, us being friends, but to be honest with you, I really haven't picked your brain on it, and I'm actually really intrigued on it. Actually, I want to know more about it.
Yeah, it's definitely an experience. I never thought that I would do something like this, but
I know what I want to know, and you know what? Actually, when you were being interviewed by Jimmy, it seemed to be he kind of liked it too, but I was the first one to bring it up. The little page flipping noise.
Yes. Isn't that just freaking cool?
Yes. So let's talk about that for just a split second here. Was that something that you clicked on and said, oh, it allows you to do this, or was it already embedded in there, or how did that come about? I want to know.
I actually looked online where I could have the magazine, the pages created and published, or who I could publish it through.
Yeah.
And it's a website called Page Turn.
Is it a default that does that?
It's another site that you go to, and you take your creation and you submit it to them, the file to them, and then they create the magazine with a little flip noise. They make it into a flip book.
Well, I doubt they're like gonna see it, but it's so cool. I love it.
Because that's what I was looking for, the actual magazine structure. But then when I did it, I go, oh my God, it has the noise too.
Dude, totally. That is
everybody got a kick out of that.
Well, I think because all right, it's a magazine, but in name only, right? Because we're like, not really. We have a mouse in our hand, but
it's digital, yeah.
Right, but once we click that thing and it makes that noise, we're like, this really is a magazine.
Yeah,
yeah, it's totally cool, man. And you know what? I really like about it, Laura, is that it has a retro feel to it. It has that's actually a compliment. I love this retro feel to this magazine that uh, it has sort of a don't take the it has sort of a Windows 1995 Windows 95 look to it. I know that might not
Right.
sound good, but it really does. It has this sort of it sort of is paranormal-ish itself, the look of the magazine.
Right.
Does that make sense? I don't know if it does, but like
Well, because I had somebody else told me that it reminded them of another magazine that they used to look at when they were younger.
yeah, it reminds me of okay, so I for a split second there, I was like, she should call this a fanzine, because not that you should, but when I was a kid, when I was younger, we used to in the heavy metal era, we used to have these things called a fanzine, and we would interview local bands, and we couldn't afford to. We would Xerox. We'd go into like school and we'd
Right.
Xerox, and it was just photocopied of all like bands and stuff and interviews and everything. We would take like I don't know if I have here, but we would take like the cassette tapes. We would open it up and like take like the lyrics, and we'd photocopy it, and then we'd piece it all together and tape it all together, and we'd Xerox it and everything, and we'd make a magazine, and we'd
Right.
run a whole bunch off, and then we'd call it a fanzine, and it had this sort of chaotic layout and everything was clip art and everything, and
Right.
the look of the magazine, although way better, sort of reminds me of that, and it reminds me of sort of my it's a throwback, and
Oh, okay.
of course it's that's not an insult. It might sound that way like this, but it
Well,
has
no,
this.
no. I mean, you're just appreciating
Yeah,
how it came out.
yeah, dude, it's a retro, and there's a new word, futuro, which means it's futuristic as well, though. It's a futuro look to it. It's retro, but it's futuro, and I really like the way. I don't think you should change if you're ever like, I want to like update the look of this. I don't think you ever should. I love the way it looks.
Good. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I might have changed some ffonts and stuff because I
That's
thought
fine.
it went with the story or the page that I was creating.
Yeah,
It's just whatever catches my eye. Well, what I'm putting on the page is what I use.
yeah,
And like I said, and then like the people that are submitting pages that are already finished, they fit right in. They totally fit right in. And yeah, there's a
Yes.
bit of a surprise in this next issue, and that one I'm not going to let out of the bag. Everybody's going to
Yeah.
have to wait until it gets published and put out on the first. But
Not even a teaser.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's the teaser.
Is it something that you did or something that somebody submitted?
It's something that somebody else
Okay.
made up and put
Cool,
in
all
there,
right.
and I love the idea, and I'm gonna do it continuously every month now because I just think it's the funniest thing. And again, like with certain pages, I want people to really pay attention to a lot of the art and detail in some of the pages because it's going to reflect the person that the story is about.
Yeah.
So like, those little tiny things in there, and people are going to notice that stuff, and hopefully they'll get the catch. Like if I did, a page on you and this and that, I would put in things that I know that you like, and those will be incorporated in the page. So maybe the outsider might not get it, but then when you read it, you're gonna say, "Oh yeah, yeah," it's
All
you're
right,
gonna
that's
get
cool.
it.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little more personal for the person that the story is about,
Yeah.
or
I
even
definitely-
the general story. If it's just a story about a place, then there'll be things in there that are reference to the place or the story itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely I definitely would like to submit my nursing home story. That one was pretty good. That's probably the best one I have. I as soon as I get some more time to actually sit down and write that one out, because I definitely go, man, I know I want to write something for Laura's magazine, and I sit and I go, that is such a long story, and then I get overwhelmed with everything that's been going on with like filming that I have like in the can, and then editing. So I hope to have that for your next one, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, you like I said, if you're not going to make it for the 18th deadline, then you
Totally not. I'm looking at what, it's the 10th today. Yeah.
yeah, you
But
got until October, so you'll have a whole month to get it in. To get it in.
yeah. So, but yeah,
I
yeah.
just wanted to make note to apologize when I was talking about you on the live the other night. I did say carburetors and carbs. So
Yeah. I think
everybody
you
out
were,
there, it's carburetors and coffee.
yeah. I was like, what?
I didn't even know I said it. So when I went back and listened to it, I'm thinking, what the hell was I thinking?
You weren't, because you were like
Just-
so fatigued.
It just come out. And
Yeah. It was like an afterthought, and it was like, she's tired.
yeah, and then I was up till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. I
'Cause
gotta,
George goes, well, I made you coffee. He says that you didn't come out, and then I'm waiting, and you didn't come out. It's
I know. And here's the thing, you're drinking coffee right now too, right?
right.
Yeah. So am I. And it's like 11:40. And I'm like, I mean, we shouldn't be. We should not be drinking coffee right now.
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't keep me up.
See, I kind of thought that too, but does it kind of, yeah, like, because don't you stay up late?
No, not really. Usually by this time, I am out cold.
Are you really?
If I drink a lot of water, then I'm up during the night. But a little bit of coffee, nah, it's never really affected me.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess sometimes it depends. It depends on what I'm thinking about when I, like, the car being in the garage.
Right.
That keeps me up, because I know the next day I got to work on it, and it keeps me up. Anything that's sitting in the garage keeps me up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter really, to be honest with you, what I.
Well, actually, I do go through that, like I said, with the magazine or a show that I'm thinking about doing.
Right.
I will lay there, and it's just right there in my brain, and I'll be sitting there. I don't know, man. It's obsession or whatever the hell it is, but
No.
I think, okay, maybe I should design this, and then I'll think to myself, well, gee, I just don't have a title for a page. Should I get up and go put it on there now? No, or wait till the morning.
Yeah, I always think of that Seinfeld episode where he asks, I think it's cousin Leo, where he got the space pen, because he could write upside down.
Right.
And he asked him, "Why do you want it, Jerry?" And he said, "Because when he's in bed, he thinks of stuff, and he could write upside down." And there's the episode where Jerry like wakes up and he's like laughing. He's going,
Yeah, that bad show he was watching.
yeah, and he's laughing to himself because he's writing down a joke. And I do that all the time. I'm like, should I just keep something next to my bed, a notepad, so that I could write it down and then be able to go to sleep? Because I think I sit there and I go, oh, that's a good idea. I should do that in like my next video, like say that or something, for like something goofy. And I'm like, I'll remember that. But I'm like, no, just go to sleep. I'll remember. But then I'm like, are you really going to like write that down? And like, how would you write that down? And like, my wife would be like, what are you doing? I'm trying to sleep. Like, that's not going to work. So like, it's just, that's just not going to work. So.
Yeah, so it's okay. I'm not the only one that does it then.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, you said obsession. I think it's more perfection, because for me, like I was just talking to somebody about the video work that I'm doing, and I feel as if like I need to stop making them the way that I do, because I probably have 20 hours at least into one video, and I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, my numbers are going down. YouTube's taking away, like, or like people are going, yeah, or people are like going, yeah, you know what? I just don't like this guy anymore. And like, I'm like, why am I like making my videos this good? Because nobody cares. So,
no, they do.
Why don't I just make them horrible? Because there's an ant in here. Why don't I just make them bad? Because nobody cares. I clicked the automotive, YouTube automotive thing. You guys think that the paranormal is saturated? The automotive is just oversaturated with automotive channels.
Yeah,
it's like John's John's wrenching channel, John's like socket, bolts and stuff. Like I can't keep up with it. And I'm like, they have like 200,000 subscribers, 300,000, 1.6 million subscribers. And then, so like I click on it, right? And it's like literally they filmed the whole thing with a GoPro.
Yeah.
And like the quality is bad. The audio is bad. I'm not kidding you. Like it might seem like, no, Bill, you're exaggerating. They didn't really do that. Yes, they did. Like, yeah. I'm like, that guy's using a GoPro. He is like literally, he's like this. He's like, hey guys, today we're gonna be like showing you around in the shop, and he's like walking around, and he's like, I'm like, are you serious? And like, his video is like an hour long of him just walking around with his GoPro, and it's like he uploaded it like 5 days ago, and it has like 50,000 views already.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you're thinking, what the hell am I doing wrong?
Yeah, and he's like, today we're gonna see if the car will start, and yep, it started, but it's smoking a little bit. Well, anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. And I'm like, here's me like creating music. I'm going on to like, to make sure that I've got like all my music in order, and
you're right. You got the right lighting, and
yeah. And Laura, today I was working on the Kia, right? And all I wanted to do was get it done because like I need it. Like it's not like it's like a fun car. Like it's like it's a driver. Like we need it to drive, right? So I need to get it done. So the camera is in my way. It's not like it's over here. It's like in my way. So I'm trying to like work around it. And I'm trying to tighten this bolt and get it, or just get the bolts out because the car's all rusty and everything. Because we live in Central New York with rust and stuff. So I'm trying to get it. Yeah, I'm trying to like get the bolt out, right? And I'm like, nope, just keep recording because you want content and stuff. And I'm like, that's it. I'm like, so I move the camera. And I'm like, wait, no. I'm like, don't get mad. Like this is good stuff. I'm like, this is good. Right. Put the camera back. And I'm like, I could have been done with this like 3 hours ago, this job, but no, because I have to.
The camera.
My battery died. Now I got to go change. Now I got to go charge my battery. Oh, I got to change the SD card. But no, this guy, he just grabs his GoPro and like, I'm like, why am I trying? Why am I trying so hard?
A lot of people just do it with their phones.
So I grab my phone too, but I'll do it like to just to like show like my face and say like to update what I'm doing. And then I set that down, but I have my good camera on a tripod and stuff to show what I'm wrenching on, and the tripod's in my way. I'm like kicking it, and like I'm almost like knocking my good camera over. And I'm like, oh God, and it's like my only good one I got. Sometimes I'm running like 3 cameras,
right?
And then like when I upload it into my computer, I'm like, wait, what one is this again? And then I'm like, it takes me 30 hours just to figure out what video it is. And anyway, that's my rant of the day, Laura.
The rant of the day.
Yeah. Let me get back. I'm gonna tennis ball it back to you, and let's talk about you for a second with your. I know you've been doing a little bit editing. Yeah, we're gonna talk about you for a second.
I'm trying.
What program you doing? What's the program you're?
It's the Filmora.
Filmora. What?
I remembered the name finally.
Okay.
It seemed like it would be easy enough for me to work. I finally actually figured out how to get the stupid thing to play. I think.
But that's how. See that, everybody? That's how bad Laura. Well, okay, so
and I'm all going through all the things. Okay, what's this for? What's that for? What's this for? And I think, what the flip? And I'm like, okay, so I have the idea and I have the photographs all there and I know what I want to do with it. It's just to get it to work. It's just very frustrating.
So wait, are you?
Like I said, I'm a visual learner. So if somebody was to sit with me and show me how to do it, I'd have it instantly. But for me to figure it out it takes me longer because I got to figure out what each thing does. And how I can make this thing work.
So are
And
you
so,
doing video of photos?
but I'm gonna do like a voiceover with it.
Oh,
That's my
okay.
intention anyway. Explaining the story,
Oh,
explaining what the photos are, because I don't have any video of this place, just the photos, and the history, and that includes me. I'm part of that history, so um,
oh.
I have to. It's pretty much going to be a collage of the photos with a voiceover in a video form.
Now I know I'm not going to give this away because I know what you're talking about, but I do want to ask you because you did touch base a little bit on Jimmy's interview. Let me ask you because I was curious to know: is it still there or is it gone? That place. I think it's what you're talking
I
about, right?
Yeah. I
Is
don't
it
know.
complete? Yeah. All right.
I don't know. I want to take a ride out. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow, because George had to work today, so maybe I might get a chance to get out there tomorrow.
Yeah, because that
I
would
mean,
be
it's not
really
that far
neat.
away, you know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'd have to be back by a certain time because I have to make everybody dinner, and
What
that's
do
going
you
to take a
mean?
while.
Do
What
you
it
want me to
is
stop?
if
You
you're
want me to
not
stop over there?
if it's not Lebanese, or if you're not Lebanese, you're not gonna. It's called kusa, and what it is stuffed summer squash,
Yeah, that's
and
fine. But do you want me to
I
stop
have
over
to.
there?
There's a
Because
lot of work. Well, Joseph's not home for the weekend, so it's. But I promised my dad. We have them, in the fridge. So I promised my dad I'd make them. So,
okay, that's different. If you promised your dad,
so
I was gonna
yeah,
say I could just go in there.
it's
She
a
is not
process.
the maid. All right.
Oh, they think I am, but that's how that goes.
Yeah, I know.
So my list of things to do are so long, and there's only one of me,
I
and
know it's crazy,
I
man.
keep adding stuff to to the list, and I put things in the back burner because I'm more concentrating on content and in the magazine. So it's I'm behind on a lot of stuff. But yeah, if I could, that would be great to get out there tomorrow and actually take some video.
And have
Last I
people
heard,
be quiet
it
while
was
you're
torn
taking video.
down. Yeah, well, I'll just lock him in the truck.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking, man. Seriously.
You stay there, you stay in the truck.
Or yeah, or just dude, just be quiet, man.
He just doesn't realize that I'm filming. He does it to me every time.
Well, just say, dude,
Every
I'm,
time
I'm
I
hitting
film,
record.
I'm filming, and all of a sudden you hear him start talking, and the F-bombs start flying and everything else. And I'm like, George. Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, but just go, all right. Just to give a 3, 2, 1 count, and that'll
Yeah,
be
and then zip it.
yeah. Because when every time I film, here's what I ran into, and just something you might want to try to do or whatever. Because when I would edit, I wouldn't know when I would start to talk, and I was having trouble. Say when I would face the camera to myself, and I would go, "Hello, everybody, welcome to the channel." Well, I would have trouble editing because I would start recording, so I'd
You
be
actually
like,
sounded like President Clinton when you said that. Hello, everybody.
"Oh, hello everybody, yeah, hello everybody." So what I would do is I'd go 3, 2, 1, hello everybody. So instead of sitting there like I'd hit record
with
and
that
be like,
stupid cheesy look on their face.
so anyways, that's what I would do. I would give a 3, 2, 1 count.
Right.
So that way I'll know when to start editing and clip that out of there.
Right.
It really helps. So maybe if you start going 3, 2, 1 and he shut up, that way he'll know.
3, 2, shut up.
3, shut up. 3, 2, 1.
2, 1. Right.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it would work. So
Or just, you know what? Tell him wait in the truck. I'm going to record.
And I couldn't even make him a cameraman because then he would still be running his yap. So it's whatever.
Yeah. Be like, aren't you recording?
Drop me off.
Yeah,
drop me off right here in front of the building or the ruins or whatever.
Yeah.
You go down there.
Yeah, and I'll hike it.
And I'll wave you. I'll wave to you when I want you to come back and pick me up. I think that'll work.
I was gonna say he could do like B-roll for you, but
right.
It would have to be like music over top of it or something because he'd probably be talking.
Yeah.
if he's by him, does he still talk to himself if he's by himself? Because he'd be like, yeah,
Yeah, he'll be bitching. Yeah,
I-
he's
yeah.
the bitcher. So yeah,
Look at this crappy tombstone.
it'd be like, look at this effing. Let me cut the effing grass around.
I know, right?
No, it's that's what he does. Because I'll tease him one day, like he's in the kitchen by himself, and I'll hear him. I go, you don't even shut up when you're by yourself.
I know.
And he starts laughing. Yeah, whatever. That's what I get. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever, man.
So yeah. So hopefully, I can get out and tomorrow and take that trip because it really isn't that far. And even though that they did sell some of the property, I think we still would be able to drive, down onto that section, and then maybe even further down to get where the cemetery is, and get some video of that as well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I could incorporate it. So, and like I said, but I'm going to just have to unhook everything and just come to your house.
Yeah, what's the name of that again that you're using?
Filmora.
Filmora.
And we're just going to have to set it up in your studio, and then you're going to have to show me what the hell I'm doing.
Is that a free one? A free one?
Yeah. You could get a paid version of it, but I'm using the free one.
Does it have a watermark on it?
No.
Oh, that's good. I can't stand ones that have watermarks on it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. You have the free version, or I think the paid version is like 20 something bucks a month or something.
What?
Something like that. But
so what's the difference between the paid one and the unpaid one?
I guess you get more,
Transitions and stuff, probably.
yeah, more of the flash and glitter crap.
Right.
So I just wanted to try this out first to see how I was going to do with it.
Sure. Yeah, get your feet wet with it.
Right.
I'm
And
sure-
then when I become a millionaire, and get the computer I need to get to get the one I want, the Da Vinci. Of course, it'll probably take me 6 months to figure that one out.
Yeah. I mean, it's I mean, now I'm like awesome with it. Like I sit here and like with the keyboard pretty good with
Right.
it. So, but yeah.
Well, I think once I get my feet wet on the base model, and then when I move up to a more advanced program, at least I'll have an understanding. You know what I mean? It won't be all foreign. I'll be able to say, oh, okay, well, this is what this does. I know what that does, and this and that and this.
Well, yeah, totally. And then plus,
right now it's all a void.
Well, plus just you'll be able to start to make content.
Right.
That's the whole idea. Just start to
Right.
get stuff out there and start doing some cool stuff. I think don't worry so much about all that stuff. Just start doing some awesome stuff that you want to do, It's like Jimmy said when he was interviewing you, he said you had like 86
84 or 80 something like that.
Yeah. And then he said, what I'd like to see is some more I don't know, in the field or something like that. And
Right.
And I agree. It's going to be cool to see doing some like you're doing this voiceover thing and doing something. I don't know what Filmora is, but whatever you're going to start doing, it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, once you figure it all out. So it's
that's what YouTube's there for. Just type in Filmora.
Yeah,
How do you start with Filmora?
More videos to watch.
Yep.
I don't do enough of that. I'm going to end up with a secretary spread about 4 feet wide.
Yeah.
All the videos I got to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I guess it's just part of the gig.
I know it sucks.
Just I don't know, and things just I don't know. You get on other people's, and then you're getting invited, which I love getting invited on other people's shows because I'm usually the interviewer and not the interviewee. So
Yep.
That's been an fun experience actually, and the only thing that which I wanted to bring up while we were doing this is trolls.
Right.
What is it with trolls? I don't get what they get off of it.
I wanted to bring something up too with trolls. I was talking to somebody where they had mentioned, and I had begged to differ with them because they had said, well, what's the big deal when, say in the chat, they were like, well, you know what? What's the big deal if there's a troll in there? Well, here's the big deal. for example, I noticed when you didn't see it, but and I actually didn't see it either. When you were on Jimmy's live, I guess there was
You
a
know, I
troll.
couldn't see any of the chat when I was on his.
Yeah, and I didn't see what the troll did either, but apparently they caught it right away and booted the person, but I didn't see what had happened. I was watching you and watching, I really wasn't paying attention to the chat. The font was a little small for me and my eyes are kind of, so I
Right.
really wasn't paying attention. But if you noticed, you were giving your interview, he was preoccupied with the chat. Not
Right.
the chat, but he was preoccupied with the troll.
What was going on? Right.
Right. And he was worried. He wasn't worried, but he was he was like saying thank you to the mods for kicking the person out right away and taking care of it and handling it. So case in point, that's what's wrong with having a troll come in and wreck an interview, because you were giving your answer to whatever it was, and he was reading the chat, listening to you, and now all of a sudden I could tell his attention all of a sudden was on the chat, and he even said, "I'm sorry, Laura, I wasn't really paying attention to you." In a
Right.
nutshell, he was basically saying, I was worried about what was happening in the chat. Thanks to the mods for getting them out of there. So
Right.
that's what's wrong with trolls. Having a troll in a chat. We all know that we don't want a troll in a chat and wrecking our day. But my point was that this is the problems when we have it totally wrecks things that are going on. It wrecks the interviewer. It's cast his mind off somewhere else. It's wrecked the interviewee. Now they're like, oh, he's not even paying attention to me. So it's wrecked everybody's day. It's wrecked everybody in the chat. Now everybody in the chat is talking about the troll. And
Yeah.
so the whole gamut of the interview and everything is just throwing a curveball, all because of one idiot. So yeah,
Exactly.
and I think too, like I noticed, so if I go on YouTube just for the heck of it, I don't do this, but like I'll go into that little, I'm like, oh yeah, I never noticed that little live thing. I'll go click on live, and
Right.
there's like this one dude, he's got like, I don't know, 300,000 subscribers, and I clicked on it, and there were like 60,000 people in his chat. It was nuts. And he does something where like he goes on Google Earth and he has to like, he plays a game with everybody in the chat. They say like you have to go, and he has to like find, he goes like Tallahassee or I don't, he has to do something and find like a road sign, and it's some weird thing he does. It's kind of neat, but people in the chat are going nuts with profanity and stuff, and he doesn't care because he's like he's going nuts with profanity too. But there's like tons of trolls in there. He doesn't care, but but I was just like watching that, and I'm like, this is weird. This is a weird channel, but like.
Well, the thing is, how do you control something that large?
Well, here's the thing, Laura. That one was a Facebook Live, and you can't control it. Whereas with StreamYard, you can.
Yeah, it's just.
So
when I get like 30 or so people in, and I'm watching, and I try to answer everybody and catch everything.
Yeah.
But after that, when it gets larger than it, and everybody has the same issue, they're saying when it gets to be so many, and you're not complaining about that. It's just that stuff's going to get through because holy crap, you've got 200-300 people in there. You're not going to catch it all.
Well, I think that's good. Like you having. I don't know, how many mods do you have? 4?
I think 3. Well, you 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, so you got about like four mods, which is good because like I can't always be in there. Wendy's not always there, and you got like Carla's in there and stuff, so that's good. So you got a bunch of people that are like picking up the slack for people like me that can't be in there all the time. So that's good. And then you can hopefully, if you see him, you can intercept him, but you're trying to run an interview,
Right.
And
well, that's all. Yes, the multitasking.
Yeah, and the thing of it is like with Carla, like when she did hers on Facebook, or not Facebook, I'm sorry, on YouTube, she just did it directly through YouTube, where a troll can get in, and you can't kick them out or anything. I don't believe you can. It's just
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know.
you can't kick them out. Only that's what StreamYard's really good for. So
Right. Yeah, that's why I like StreamYard. Yeah, you have a better control.
yeah, so
Um,
the I keep saying Facebook. Sorry, the YouTube thing is it's just whatever happens.
happens, and then you just got to put up with it. I mean,
Yeah.
but you're thinking, what do they get off? What do they get out of it?
Oh, you know what
Is
too?
it just the thrill of being disruptive, or? I mean, I try not to give them any attention. Somebody notices, okay, get rid of it, and it's the end of it as far as I'm concerned. But when you get somebody in there and they start really being foul, or to people that are in chat, or maybe even the guest,
Yeah.
or even I don't care if they're foul, big deal. You can't say anything to me; it's gonna hurt my feelings. Don't bother me at all. But I will be upset when like say you're on, or I have somebody else on, and then they start, ripping you an ass, or degrading you. Then there's an issue.
I think, Laura, do you know that it's that old adage, any attention, negative attention is better than no attention at all?
I think you're right.
So because even remember how you just said, what did you say? What do they get out of it?
All right. What satisfaction do you get out of just being an ass?
For example, let's leave out the being an ass part. What do you get out of it? I think we were I don't remember what it was. If you were being interviewed, or what, if it was on your chat or whatever, but there was a troll in there, and he asked any single ladies in here. Do you remember that one?
Maybe. Maybe.
And I'm like, what? And it was Foxfire. She goes, yuck. She put yuck. And I'm like, yeah, yuck. Because what is he like? What is this guy doing? He's in here to pick up girls.
Exactly.
Aren't there like apps for that?
Oh, yeah. What's it? Plenty of fish or whatever crab's
Right.
called?
I'm thinking you're in this chat. Like he was
Right.
like he had never been. He's not in like like when you're in the paranormal chat, like in this community, the people right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like there's this dude in there, and he's like kind of like getting along with everybody. And then all of a sudden, hey, any single ladies in here in the chat? And then it's like, oh, we see what's going on here. And then Foxfire puts yuck. And then and I'm thinking
like somebody's gonna say me.
right, like does this really work? Like
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. It'd be something say, "Oh, I am."
I don't know, man. Like I'm old, and I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm thinking the response yuck is like perfect, and that's probably like exactly like how things probably should always go. Like, what does he get out of this? He gets yuck. Perfect. And I'm glad, because like I think he stopped, then he stopped too, because what an idiot. Go somewhere else if you want to pick people up.
Right.
There's probably like really trashy like sites
Wrong
that
channel.
like, are specific for that. Like or
Right.
like apps that are specific to pick people up, not like a paranormal chat channel. Like, what the heck, man? What are you here
He's
for?
into spooky chicks.
Yeah, but still, isn't there like, I don't know, like
I have no idea.
go goth? I don't know, like
I don't know.
who knows, Laura? I don't.
I know
It's that's the question of the day.
right. Well, I can see the only reason I actually, because the last live there that I was on there, they were it was just rotten, filthy language, and trying to promote somebody else. So I don't know if it was an underlying meaning to all of it. I mean, I'm glad that they liked that other channel and they thought that other person was better than me. Knock yourself out. It's great.
better than
Uh,
you, like saying
Yeah, they were saying
better
that
than
one channel was better than my channel. Well,
better than
okay,
Raw
good.
side.
Yeah.
Who cares?
And then they proceeded to insult the host and swear at her. And I was like, whoa, where did they come from? You know, we didn't ask you to come in. See, that is the thing that kills me is they come out and they criticize and they slander people. We didn't tell you to come in here. You chose to come in there.
Do you think it's this though? Let me ask you this. So like, do you know how like say like on Temu or like on Amazon, there's those fake reviews of the people who actually like the owner of the company, they make like a crappy product and it's really the owner of the company that has like the employees write the review. Could it have been like the channel's friends doing that crap?
Probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like it's
Probably.
like
And they were trying to get the viewers that were on that channel to go over to the other channel. Well,
yeah,
that's
totally.
not the way you promote somebody. I wouldn't want somebody to say, "Hey, you guys suck. You need to go over to Raw side." I mean, you know,
Laura,
look at the great promotion.
Laura, I'm telling you, that's the mentality of idiots, though. Like you and I, like we're older, and we think like we have a different.
We think that's period.
Yeah, the wires are connected, like they're connected.
Yeah,
and like these idiots, like the wires are broken, and they think like that's if you think that way, you're like, hey, we should do this, dude, and then like. They think that people are going to go, really? Yeah, Raw side does suck, man. Let's go check this other dude out because they say, like,
because they said so.
Right. I swear, people think that they.
And nobody knew who they were. So he's like, we don't even know who you are.
Yeah. And I can bet you people did go check them out simply to check them out to see what a jerk they were.
Yeah.
And then never go to them again.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah, I don't get it either.
They got nothing else better to do, apparently.
Okay, so like I don't get it either. You hear that from me a lot, right? So like I said, with the guy like filming with a GoPro, I don't get it. I take my time with like using DaVinci Resolve. Try to learn that, or I've learned it. Not trying, I've learned it. With all this editing hours, how many times have you like text me? What are you doing? Editing.
Editing, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not like I'm not kidding you. I swear that the guy with the GoPro probably like put it in his computer and was like, yeah, honey, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm editing. When are you gonna be done? 30 minutes, I'll be done. And then like uploaded it, and then he's got like 50,000.
That's it. Yeah.
So like I look at his video and I'm like, I don't get it. I look at mine and I'm like, oh, I got 30 views in 3 months. Great. And I know it's that algorithm, but I also don't have those subscribers either. But like, listen, yeah. I know I'm like right on my mouth, but I'm just gonna keep doing what I like to do.
That's right. That's what's important.
Yeah, I've made that decision. Listen, yeah. I'm outside working on crap anyway. I may as well just hit record.
Film it. Yep. Right.
So.
And then put it out. No, I think your videos are great and very educational.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Live programming.
Yeah, I want to do that, and sorry to interrupt you, but I did want to say this too. A friend of ours, she's been a friend of my wife. She's my wife's really good friend, but she's a friend of mine as well. But like, she called me the other day because her daughter's getting married. She wanted to find out the seating arrangement, you know, say, oh, is it okay if you sit next to so-and-so? So anyways, I had brought this whole conversation up with her saying, I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to do this YouTube thing anymore. And she was like, no, she's like, I love your videos. They're educational. You better not. And she goes, I just want to see you drinking more coffee during these things. And because she's a coffee freak too.
Yeah, well, the last one didn't have that much coffee going on.
I know.
What's up with that?
That's what I said. And that's what she said too. She's like, I want to see you drinking more coffee. So I've been drinking more coffee. And so
you know, we want you more wired than you already are.
Yeah. I said, I think it's because I've been like discouraged or something. I don't know what it is. But anyways, I said to her, I said, I appreciate hearing that because it does at least keep me going, you know, hearing her, you know, she's like, because if you heard her voice, she's like, I love your video. She's the way she talks. Yeah. So, anyways, that's my.
Oh, is that how I had to word it then? Because I said the same thing.
Yeah, no, because you're just like, yeah, Bill, I love your video.
Ah, Bill, it sucks. Just shut it down, man.
Just shut it down, man.
Grab a cup and go on a corner with a cardboard sign.
Will filmed for coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah. So
I see how much I know what I say means to you, and you know.
Yeah, you know, another thing too, like I get filming and I have things I say that I can't stand too. I say so a lot, and
Nitpicking. Everybody does the thing. It's a filler.
yeah, I stopped saying that, but I say so a lot. I'll go like, so I was underneath the car and I'll go 3, 2, 1. So I was, and I'm like, man, stop saying that. And I'll be like, 3, 2, 1. I was underneath the car. Like I have to like edit out so, and I'm like, you know what? So what? I say so a lot. And I'm like, if I could show, I got to make a blooper reel. Actually, if I made a blooper reel, there's a lot of swearing.
I want a blooper reel,
dude. Oh my god, you have no idea. It's bad. It's really bad.
I'm sure it's very funny.
Because I'm out there by myself, right? Sometimes the camera doesn't work, or actually it works, but it won't focus.
Right.
So like I have a glove on, and like if you press it's got a touch screen on the back.
Yeah.
So I hit it, and I'm like, why won't this focus? What the? And like, and it's recording.
You sound like me.
Oh, and it's like, I get so angry because I just want to work, but I'm like, no, I film too. Like I was talking about, right? I'm like, because now the camera's in the way, and I'm like trying to like
you're bitching.
Yeah, and I'm like
the bitch reel.
Oh,
yeah.
I want to put a reel together, but like I don't want my wife to see it. I really do. I'll get in trouble.
Let her see it.
Yeah, I would like to. I want to like. I think we should
video.
I think we should do like, you know how like we could do presentations on here.
Yeah,
I'll do like a minute presentation on here, like during a live or something. It'd be hilarious, dude. You'd be laughing so hard. But I'll beep them. I'll edit it.
Bleep. The whole thing will be a bleep.
It's funny.
Except for a few so's and ums, then that's what you're telling me.
Yeah.
So bleep.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so like mad. I'm like 3, 2, 1. And I'm like 3, 2, 1. You motherfucker. I can't believe I said that. Sorry. Anyway, let's go back to you. I want to talk about your process on. Seriously, I want to talk to you about. What was I going to ask?
No, because I was laughing so much because when I went to go to the Revolutionary War Cemetery, it took us forever to get there.
I know,
and we get there, and I'm filming, and the damn camera shits the bed, and the recorder is going, and all you hear me is swearing. This effing camera, that piece of crap, and I'm.
Yeah, see, you should have.
I thought I shut the recorder off, and I didn't shut it off. And it's in my pocket. You hear the crinkling of my clothes and me bitching.
Why didn't you use your phone to start recording?
Because I didn't want my phone to go dead because we were in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So something went wrong. I had to have a way to contact somebody to come and get us out of there.
Yeah, but your phone battery is like.
The phone my phone was low, so I didn't want to take the. So I left that in the truck. I think, no, I brought the camera equipment. Let me use it.
Oh.
And it was charged, and the batteries. It was like a couple of minutes. That was it, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, like I said, because the battery that you have in that camera is the NiCads in there. It's like an older style battery. And they don't last long if you don't keep them up.
Well, that was the video camera that I have. So when I bought the new camera, now that one, I haven't used that one for video yet, but that one, I love the way the pictures come out. So now I have the 2 cameras, and then I'm going to get some extra batteries just to have in the bag. So that doesn't happen again. Now you're traveling, in the middle of nowhere on a dirt road. And then
I wish that you had I wish you had a car to use, like when George was like, so that way I don't know. So that way you and I could do something during the
Yeah,
day.
I don't have an extra vehicle. Yeah.
I know that stinks, man. Do you have like a mini bike?
No,
You
mini
don't have a
bike.
mini bike that you can like
I don't
ride
have
on?
a moped or a scooter. I have one of those foot scooters. That might take me a while to get to your house.
All right, you have a skateboard,
And there is skateboards and roller skates, but I
rollerblades?
guarantee you, I'm going down. I'm going down hard.
Because there's like there's
But I can always have the EMTs drop me off.
there is a killer cemetery over here. It's on another seasonal road, but it's actually it's where the windmills are, and it's like kind of similar to the one I sent you to, but it's
Right.
it's only about like 5 minutes from my house, and I want to go to that one and like do like.
Well, you need to come pick me up then.
Yeah, but then like I got to take you all the way back home.
So
That's like a 8-hour round trip.
unless we do it like on a weekend, and then I could have either get dropped off or just steal the truck.
That would work. Steal the truck.
But if then we use the truck to go to the seasonal road, you're driving, not me.
And it's actually not bad. Like this place isn't bad. It's only, well, I say that I sent you down that other place. I gotta look it up again because I really want to go to it, just to film it. Even like to, I just want to go. Like it's on my mind. Like I want to see that place again. Me and my buddy Gene went to it. My like mentor that like taught me how to like wrench on cars and stuff.
Right.
I want to.
All right. Well, you got to look it up and check it out, and then we'll have to make arrangements to go on a weekend or something.
Yeah, I want to look it up and like send you all the information and show you like a Google image of it.
Okay.
Because I really dig the smaller cemeteries.
Yeah. Well, they're older. They got some better
Yeah.
history.
Yeah, and it's like a 3-family cemetery. I do remember something like it's very small, and I remember looking it up. I mean, I was there like probably 8 years ago, and it really stuck in my mind. I was thinking, man, I should videotape this place. And it was when I was not into like videotaping or nothing like that. But I've
Right.
always, like I said, I've always been into cemeteries and stuff. So,
No, it's history.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting.
so
So yeah, see if you can find it, whatever, and send it to me, and then I'll see what I can find, dig up about it.
yeah, dig up. I get it.
Dig up.
Hey, so you know what? Let me see. I know you got anything like planned for? I know. Do you have like is October like a favorite month for you at all? Do you think? Because like Halloween.
Well, yeah, I enjoy Halloween. I used to really enjoy Halloween, but we don't go crazy like we used to anymore.
Yeah. Do you think like anything paranormal happens more during, or no? Do you think it doesn't matter?
You know what? Some people say yes, some people say no.
How about
I've
during
never-
the winter months? Do you think more
I've
paranormal
never
happens?
investigated during Halloween, so I don't know. I haven't had an experience where it would be more or less. So it would be fun.
Yeah.
But we don't normally do anything on Halloween anymore, except shut
See,
the lights off and lock the door.
See, because everybody that you've interviewed has said, just about everybody has said that it doesn't matter what time of day.
No.
And I was wondering if there's a difference. If you could, next time you get somebody, ask them this question: has it ever been like a time of year, in particular, like winter or anything like that?
Right.
I've always been curious about like the colder atmosphere, anything like that.
Right. That would give you better results, or
like hot,
I know it's more difficult on the investigator, because especially if you're going into a place that doesn't have any electricity or heat or anything. So the first place is you're freezing to death.
Yeah.
That's why I don't normally, like last year I was going to do a location, and I did go to the place, but then the temperature dropped to 2 below zero the day that I was going to go over there and film. And I'm thinking, oh no, I am not going to freeze myself to death walking over to this place in snow
Mhm.
getting into the building, and because the building is totally shut down and winterized for the
Right.
winter months, because of they don't want to run the heat and all of that when the place is empty, because they only use it in the summer months. So so you're going to be cold in there, so it's going to be really cold. You're going to be seeing your breath and all of that, so that's going to be contamination. You got to worry about things fogging over, like lenses and all of that. Some people don't mind it, but I just think it's just a big pain in the behind, because and
Explain.
then you're freezing to death. You're just cold and you're freezing and you're trying to investigate. It's not for me. Some people don't mind it.
Can you explain the breath?
Well,
said
when
it's
you're when you're talking and stuff, and if it's cold out, your breath, you're going to see your breath. So if you're talking and doing a video, and the camera's going to pick up that mist from your breath.
Yeah.
So you're going to think, oh, what was that? Oh, I burped. It's
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
it was a frozen burp going past the cameras. I mean,
Oh, all right.
I just think that you have a more chance. You can't control the situation because it's cold. And a lot of people have done investigations when it's cold, and they say it's miserable. Because of that, you got to worry about that kind of stuff.
Do you think, say a place that had paranormal activity and then perhaps was abandoned because of it, right? And then as opposed to a place that has paranormal activity and is occupied, how do I structure this question? Do you think, like, say, how do I say it? Do you think, say, like the place that's abandoned now, if people went back there, does it take a while for the activity to start up again? What do you think? Like, or
it could take a while. Well, it depends, I think, but
and like, does it die down and go away, and then like, does it fade back up again, and then as opposed to the place that has the activity with people in it and inhabitants,
right.
and like say a place, say it's winter, and the place that's uninhabited and it's cold, and then people move in or something, like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to like
well, you want to know if it's going to be active right
yeah, it's a goofy question. I just it doesn't have a right or wrong answer. I'm just thinking what you
because you don't know. Excuse me. You don't know, because all depending on what's haunting it.
I would be
if
curious.
it's a residual haunting, then it's going to happen whether somebody's there or not, because it's just like a replay of something over and over and over. So whether there's somebody in the building or not, it's going to keep going on. If it's an intelligent haunting, then I think it'll wait a while until usually that's what happens. The people move in, they settle in, and then they get comfortable, and then little things start happening.
Right.
And that's when it says, oh, it's time for me to show up and let them know that I'm here. And then it can escalate from that. Because a lot of people just say, oh, that was nothing, I'm just going to ignore it. So if it's really determined to let you know that it's there, then it'll just keep, getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
And you classify that, you say, as an intelligent haunting, you say?
It's intelligent, yeah, because it's actually
like Einstein
trying to get your attention. So it's something that's going to interact with you. Where like I said, the residual is just like, like a film. It's just replaying a film over and over and over. It doesn't even know that you're there. It's doing its thing, and then it just loops back over and does it again.
I'd be curious to I think that's a really interesting concept. Like, I don't know, it's pretty neat. Like, I don't, it's
I never thought of. Yeah, I never thought of actually.
Yeah, it doesn't have like a right or wrong answer. I don't.
Right.
It's like
it could be even maybe family A says, okay, that place was terribly haunted. nobody should ever live in it again. But then family B can move in and never have a thing happen ever.
Yeah, and you know what? That's funny that you say that because, uh, like for example, celebrity, the celebrity haunting thing.
Right.
There was one where I don't remember who the celebrity was, but it had a pond. I remember the one thing. It was some colonial home or something like that, or a Victorian home. But I guess the guy, it was haunted. He went back to it. Another family moved in. He left it because it was haunted or whatever. He went back to it, visited the house, asked the folks, and they were like, "No, nothing's ever happened for us."
Yeah. See.
So yeah, so like in that episode, I believe the guy, like it wasn't a fake one. So yeah, and so like nothing ever happened. So it's odd that some things happen to some people and some things don't.
And some don't. Well, prime example with the crap that's going on now in the community with the Conjuring House.
Yeah.
People have been in there, investigated, said they have caught stuff, or things have happened.
Yeah.
There were people that lived in there before for years, and nothing ever happened. But then you've got one person that might have lived there a year, and it's all kinds of weird stuff happened. I just think it's the individual that is living in that space. Maybe they're more open to what's going on, or it just, who knows why a spirit or whatever would pick and choose who to haunt.
Hey, would that explain also why a certain investigator would or wouldn't get activity?
Yes.
Activity. It explains, okay, this family has something happen to them in this house, and then this other family moves in, nothing happens. Well,
Nothing, right?
Well, you could have an investigating team that nothing ever happens. Now, I'm not saying that this is true or not. I'm just saying that you could have an investigation team that things do happen to, and then you could have another investigation team that something never happens to, because it's just the nature
Of the beast.
Yeah, I hate to use that, but
nature
yeah,
of the beast. Because it's there's no definites. Like I've always said it before, and a lot of other people have said it. Paranormal doesn't work, on a command. Everybody goes in. Oh, tell us your name. Tell us. They're not performing monkeys. They're not there to perform for anybody. If you're lucky, you'll get a response. That's great. You might have to go back a half a dozen times before you even catch the littlest thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people have done it for 30, 40, 50 years, and maybe got half a dozen of findings, and that's lucky.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee. And it's very hard to prove, but sometimes it's also hard to disprove, because just because say it happened to you doesn't mean it's going to happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Or vice versa. So it's a hit or miss.
Hey, Laura, you want to take over the show for like a minute? I got to change out my battery.
Oh, okay. It's
right,
pooping out.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, hit or miss. So it's a lot of people just don't get the I know, they just think that things happen just because, I'm here, I've got all this stuff, I'm doing everything right, and that doesn't mean you're going to find evidence whatsoever. It just means that you got nothing that day, and you might have to go back. Prime example. There we go. He's back.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Prime example is if you ever watch the Ouija brothers in England. They've gone to several places multiple times because they might not have gotten something that one time, but when they went back maybe the fourth or fifth time, they caught something or thought they caught something. So that's just the way it works. It's you have to just keep going.
I forgot who it was, but I don't know if you were talking about it in your show with Ring cameras and like, oh, everybody's catching everything now with Ring cameras and stuff like this. But it was some comedian was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was like, he whips out his cell phone. He's like, "Did I show you what I caught on my camera, on my Ring camera?" And he's like, he goes, when I wasn't home, check this out. He goes, I gotta. He's like, look at this, and he shows it to Joe Rogan. And he goes, "Yeah, it's a bug, dude." He's like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, "Dude, it's a bug." And then like, so they, on Joe Rogan's podcast, they uploaded it too, and they show it, because obviously it's pre-recorded, so they were like edit, and you can see it's a bug flying across the screen,
flying back and forth.
Clearly a bug, and I can't believe that this guy thinks it's anything other than a bug. It's just like a beetle, like going like this, like across the screen.
It's attracted to the light.
It wasn't even attracted to anything. It was just going across like the room and in the room, because it was in his house. It was like a camera in his house.
Okay.
And then so the guy like he like takes his camera back and he's like, "What?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I guess you're right. It is a bug, yeah." But he's like, until he got to like Joe Rogan's podcast, like he believed it was a ghost.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is like, with all these like videos out there of paranormal people, they're so gullible and like they put anything out
uneducated
there.
Yeah.
Yes. So like,
that's the whole point of why I wanted to do what I do.
Yeah.
And why all of the debunkers do what they do is because it's an education. People, like you said, they got, oh no, it's not a bug. And then anybody was gonna, that's what
a bug.
Is.
Yeah.
They got Kenny Biddle. You know, you give him something, tell me how this works or how they did this, and he will research the shit out of it and then come back to you and tell you, listen, this is how this works. This is not real.
Yeah.
You know, until somebody can prove that it's real, you know, that's the job, is for us to educate and inform. And we don't know all the answers, but we're going to research and study it and try to find the answer. That's the whole purpose.
You know, for example, there's those videos of the guys stealing the bikes that have a cable hooked to it, and as they ride away, the cable, and then the guys
yanks the bag.
Right. Those are totally set up, and anybody who thinks that they're not is also a moron with some of these paranormal videos, because
it's gullibility. That's why the fakers do so well.
Because here's why. Please go back. Anybody that thinks they're not, please go back, because the people walking up to those bikes are going like this. They're like looking around. It's so like acted out and fake.
Set up, yeah.
And then there's two cameras. One is this way, and one is the other way, like down the sidewalk, watching the guy walk toward the bike, and then one down this way, watching the guy walk toward the bike, like facing. Like the guy doesn't see two dudes at his back and toward his front with video cameras. He's looking like this to see if anybody's going to see him steal this bike, right? Like, okay, like you're going to steal a bike. You don't see a guy like blatantly with a camera, like he's not hiding behind anything.
Right.
And then, so these are obviously stunt people that are, because like these people take hard dives, man.
Yeah, they do.
And so like, if you look at the physicality of these people, they're like in good shape. Like, to be a stunt person, you got to be in good shape. Yeah. And I noticed when they were coming down this hill, just before the tether, you could see like a mark on the road where they knew where the bike was going to,
how long it was going to go.
Where it's going to give out. And they would turn the handlebars to like roll and flip. Now, some of them don't really roll and flip that good, but that's what a stunt person does. They, you know, so obviously they probably are like, we'll pay you $2,000 to take this tumble, or $1,000 or $1,500. You know, they get paid obviously to do this, but those are all set up, all of them. Those are not true videos.
Well, it's like the ones where they show the guys sleeping in a chair and they put the fake spider on his leg.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
And he gets woken up and he flips out and he's running away and his spider's still attached to the leg. I mean, how are you going to get that on somebody and they're not going to know it?
Yeah. And then you ever see the ones
But
where
it's funny.
there's another one going around where they're pretty much shorts where uh a guy there's a woman behind him. It's like she's these ones where like they're on a train and um an old lady's going across the road, but and then nobody's helping her. The bus comes, and then a biker
Right.
comes up, and he
Yeah.
helps her, and the music's the piano music, and don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, there just so happened to be a camera guy like filming this, like he just
Filming
was
there,
like,
I know.
yeah, it's all set up, like the camera and everything, and then the old lady, she's like looking up, and she's like,
Oh,
this, and like,
thank you.
they're all
thank you.
actors.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, it's so
So
stupid.
now you understand when you're watching the fakers in the paranormal. It's like it's all set up. It's all scripted.
So
They've been caught, thinking the camera's off, and you hear them say, make sure you bang on that door like really violently because you're supposed to be crazy.
So
And, they get caught.
I've known about this for like a really long time. I just didn't know that like the debunker channels existed till not too long ago, right? So
All right.
I remember watching, I don't know who it was, and I want to find this video, but they were sitting down, these paranormal dudes. It wasn't a YouTube channel. This was like a show that was on, one of the major networks or something, kind of before YouTube was like had Velocity or whatever. And they were sitting down going over like talking. They didn't catch anything or like that. Well, I'm going to use this lamp right here because they used a lamp.
Right.
The producer like blew him in for faking it. And you have the cord. Okay, you have the cord, right?
Right.
So the cord was draped over the side, and while the dude was talking, he was like, yeah, but his hand was down here. So like I can't because the cord's going that way. But
right.
no, he was like talking, and as he was talking, he had his hand down here and he was pulling on the lamp cord, and the lamp was moving like this. Right. And he's talking, he's like, yeah, it just thinks that we've come to this house and no paranormal activity happened, and blah blah blah. And so like then they like cut to like another scene. They're like, but as we reviewed the footage, this is what happened. And then they like sped it up, right? So they're like,
you can see the lamp moving.
Yeah, the lamp was moving, right? So they aired that, and it was like, wow, something really did happen at this place. Well, it turns out that dude had his hand down here, and he was pulling on the electrical cord, making it look like the lamp was moving.
Yeah,
brilliant, huh? That's called practical effects. That's what movies used to do. No CGI, totally practical, but it works, right? So I want to find that footage where it was totally faked, but it looked real and it looked really good too.
Right.
You never would have known too, and you could see the cord, and it was traveling that way, but you wouldn't think like you wouldn't think it was faked because it's like on like I don't know, CBS or NBC or ABC, whatever it was.
Well, if it's on TV, it's fake.
It's got to be legit, man. It's got to be legit.
See, that's the thing they're counting on, is you're paying attention to the guy speaking. Like you said, just like when you watch movies, you're not watching the actor, you're watching the background. That's why you would be a good debunker.
Yeah.
Where everybody else is focused in on the famous face, the story going on, not what's going on in the background.
And that's what
the paranormal fakers are expecting you to do. Watch them, their reactions when the crazy crap starts happening.
You ever watch David Blaine?
Yes.
Okay. If you watch some of his old stuff when he goes on David Blaine Streetwalker, remember that?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch, if you go back and watch him, he says this a lot. He'll go, look. He'll go, hey, watch it. He'll go, look. And he'll tell the person to look. He wants you to look at his hands and what he's doing, because he doesn't want you to look at something else. He doesn't want you to look at
what that's the
his other hand is doing, his other sleight of hand. Look. So he wants to make sure he doesn't want you to look anywhere else on his body. Like, did you ever see the watch trick where like they'll go, oh, and by the way, do you want your watch back? They
Right.
took the wristwatch.
Right.
If you ever watch that done, which is phenomenal. It's amazing. I've seen like the James
Oh,
Randi
he's
do it and
good.
stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
well,
good.
he'll do it like Chris Angel, James Randi. Every magician knows how to do it. But what they do is they make the person look around a lot. Watch that. They'll make them look down. They'll go, oh, what? Oh, did you do so? And they'll make them look down. They'll make them, and they're holding their hand. By the way, they're holding their wrist, and they're like moving. They're manipulating their arm a lot, but they're focusing their attention all around their body.
Exactly.
Did you drop your pocket? And they're making the audience laugh, they're telling jokes,
Right.
and that's how they're doing it, taking their focus off. So,
Yes.
that, I don't really know what my point was, but that's sleight of hand, and that's how people are manipulating this faking paranormal stuff.
Yes, yeah, because
So,
they set up the story, so it's they're baiting you,
Yep.
but they're also distracting you, so you're not seeing, what's going on.
it's all sleight of hand. It's
And not just that. Now that they have the editing software, it's because that's what I was talking with Josh and stuff about from Paranormal Seekers on how to mask things during editing.
Yeah.
And he explained how they do that, which is ingenious.
Well,
and that's why I was always worried about now that AI is getting to be so good, and that is going to only improve as time goes by.
mhm.
Is it going to make it more difficult for debunkers to catch the fakers because the stuff is going to be so good?
I don't think so. No, me personally, no, I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna make it easier. I think it's gonna make it even because here's why, Laura. When the Spider-Man movies came out, everybody was going nuts about it, right? But me, give me Raiders of the Lost Ark any day, because when Indiana Jones shoots at a truck or the truck flips over and it blows up, that's real. It really blew up. Now, all of a sudden, cast your mind back to like when was it Tobey Maguire? Was it him that did the first like Spider-Man?
I'm not sure.
Anyways, okay, first Spider-Man, right? Then all of a sudden, all these Spider-Man movies are coming out, and I'm like, everybody's going freaking nuts. Dad, my son was like, Dad, did you see the new Spider-Man? I'm like, no, I see the commercial for it, and they got Spider-Man going from building to building, and the camera's following them, right? And I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is totally computer animated. What are you trying to fool me? It's not a real guy doing that. So, to me, this is like a cartoon. I can tell this is fake. And even today with AI and stuff like that, like this car right here, I know this is fake. Like this is not a real Porsche 911. I know this is fake, that this is AI. To me, it's not going to fool me. I could tell it's fake. I could tell it's cartoonish. It's only going to make it easier for me. And so when they try it, go ahead, go for it. Because you're not going to.
Well, same thing. Titanic movie. A lot of those were digitally created scenes,
which yeah was great, but
like the faraway shots. You see people walking around the deck. That wasn't real.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There's a movie called because it just reminded me. There's a movie called Time Bandits. Nobody's ever heard of it. They're always like, "What? Time Bandits?" Yeah. There's one scene where they do this. It's all practical effects, meaning that there's no CGI. It's miniatures, camera usage, things like that. Stuff I love because people had to build little miniature sets, things like that. There's one scene where, as a kid, I was like, how did they do that? Well, then DVD came out and the commentary came out, where I love that stuff. I love listening to commentary. The director talking about how they did stuff.
They did that, right?
So finally, I get to find out how they did this one scene where they had a bridge, and it was like a castle, and it showed the people walking across the bridge of the moat, and it was these little people walking across, and I'm like, how did they do that? It looks like people walking across, but I know that castle is not really there. I don't understand that.
Right.
He said they had these little people that were, and at the bottom they had metal, and at the bottom they had magnets, and they were like, they had people, yeah, and like dragging the magnets on the bottom. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, that's amazing. I'm like, and it worked. That's so cool how they did that. So, like, as a little kid, that fooled me. Like, those little people were moving.
Yeah, because you're not gonna know. You're thinking, okay, it's real people.
But even as an adult, I was like, how are they getting them to move?
Yeah.
But with the CGI stuff, cartoon, CGI, I could tell. So to me, bring it on. I want to see it.
So, well, we'll have to see what's going to happen. That's all.
Laura, I can always tell, man. I can always tell.
So, no, that's what I'm telling you. You should have been a debunker because you picked right up on things that everybody is not paying attention to.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
So,
I love the movie.
You might have
stuff.
a future as a debunker.
Oh, so like I was watching Murder She Wrote today, right, with my daughter.
What did you find?
What's that?
Yeah. What did you find?
Oh, so like Angela Lansbury's walking with this woman, and they're supposed to be walking in a cemetery on the grass, and they're like walking looking for a headstone, and you can hear their shoes clicking, like they're wearing high heels, right?
Right.
And they're looking down, and the camera's like looking up at them, and they're walking with them, and I'm like, what? And then they like they cut to another scene where they're like panning with them, and they find the headstone, but they're in the grass.
In the grass, why their shoes making noise?
Yeah, and I go, what? Like that, and I rewound it, and my daughter's like, what? I go, you can hear their shoes. They're on cement. And that one, the scene just before that,
right.
They're supposed to be walking in the grass, and my daughter looks at her, she goes, yeah, what's that all about? I'm like, yeah, this is stupid.
Does your family ever tell you, hey, like your wife or whatever, Bill, you want to shut up? I want to watch the movie.
Okay, so the other day, I don't remember what it was, but I kept rewinding it. I was like, don't you see it? And my wife's like, wait, what? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, oh, right here. I had to like get up and point to the TV. So, don't you see it? She's like, oh yeah. Yeah, I do see it. I'm like, do you really? She's like, no, I do.
I don't care, Bill. I don't care.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I rewound it like 4 times.
I'm trying to watch the movie, Bill. Go away.
They do like it. My kids do like it. But like, it does annoy me when people don't see like the first time. I'm like,
right.
Yeah. I'm like, don't you see it? But no, you know what it was? It was a car. She thought it was She thought it was a Corvette, and I'm like, no, it's a kit car. It's a Volkswagen kit car. She's like, no, that you talk about that Corvette? I'm like, it's not a Corvette. She's like, yeah, the white one. No, that's a Corvette. I'm like, it's not a Corvette. Anyway,
why is she arguing with the car guy?
That's what I was thinking. I said that same thing. I go, it's a Sterling. It's called a Sterling. It's a kit car. It's based on a Volkswagen Beetle. Why are you arguing with me? So you know what I did?
That's what she says, Bill. Get out of the room.
So you know what I did? I looked it up on Google. I did a snapshot of it, and then I sent it over to her. She's like, and it's like, ding. She's like, was that you? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, it's the car. Yeah, okay.
She don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care, Bill. I just don't care.
I'm like, that car was in the Cannonball Run, by the way.
Just like with George, I can't argue weather with him. He should have been a weatherman. He is 100% spot on every time. So I'll check my phone and I'll check the weather thing. Oh, we're gonna get this today. We ain't gonna get no rain. No, look at the radar. No, it ain't gonna come by. I'm telling you.
Okay, Wayne Maher.
Every time he's right.
No, the cirrus and the stratus clouds of the Doppler system.
He just knows it, and I think, well, you know what? You missed your calling. You really did. He goes, don't even bother watching the news. They don't know how to predict the weather. They suck. And I'm like,
well, okay, so I agree with him where it is one of the only professions where you can be wrong and still make
a lot of money, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And our guys are always wrong.
Yeah.
And they'll say, "Oh, we got all this rain coming," and George will look at it and goes, "No, it ain't. No, it ain't."
And then
Just watch. It's gonna go. He'll be right.
they'll blame it on Lake Erie. So
Yeah, or some kind of crap.
Yeah.
Who knows?
well, it's
I know not to argue with him about weather.
It's Lake Ontario's fault.
Everything is Lake Ontario's.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So
It's a nasty lake.
especially in the winter, they'll just blame it on you are in the snow belt, so it's very unpredictable.
That your house is covered in 5 inches of ice because it's Lake Ontario.
Yeah, exactly.
We seen that one year. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Because we drove through there and I'm thinking, look at these houses. All the lakefront houses were covered in about 3 inches of ice.
Yeah, because it mists and then it
Yeah.
just kicks on.
And it just builds up on the whole front of the house. I just can't imagine what it costs to repair that damage every
And
year.
then it rips their shingles off. The roof.
Oh man. So yeah, it's like they're made up, the whole place is made out of ice.
You ever see the wind shear and then it shears on the lake surface. There's like a phenomena that happens too on the lake where all the surface, all the ice cakes up, billows.
Oh yeah. I forget what
Yeah.
they call that. Oh god, it's called an ice something.
Iglooing. No, I don't know what it is.
I don't know, where it just pushes itself up. You're talking about when it pushes itself
Yeah.
up on land.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I forget the name of it. Yeah, it'll push itself.
It's like a
right
tsunami of some sort.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Yeah.
We seen that one year.
Did you see it? Yeah.
Lake Ontario, yeah. We were standing over in the parking area by where some of the boat launch and stuff was, and yeah, you could see it just slowly, just making its way up on shore.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh wow!"
I just saw it on video, like on a YouTube video of it happening, where the guy was like, "Oh, I
Yeah,
caught
it's
it."
freaky. It's like it's alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
So,
paranormal.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Paranormal.
Yeah.
Ooh, ice. Ooh.
Yeah. Paranormal ice.
Jeez. Well, I think we chewed the fat on it pretty much everything, don't you think?
I think so too. Yeah. Hey, just so
And,
everybody knows, we might be going live with this. We're toying with the notion of that. So.
So keep your peepers peeled and
keep your say that 10 times fast. Keep your peepers peeled. Keep your peepers peeled.
well, you failed at it, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, you try it, man.
No.
It's too late.
All that makes.
Yeah.
Keep your peepers peeled. We're just another fun-filled show of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it was a great chat. Thanks for hanging with me, Bill. Thank you, as always.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And we'll catch you all again on the Raw side, guys. Good
All right,
night.
see you next time. Good night.